Okay, part two. We're going to review this just a little bit. The mélange and the chenier, the solids, the hatching, the hachures, the chenier, the hem. This is a circular warped around, which means this is a two-sided weaving. And in this case here, I'm using the mélange and the chenier in the hachure. So that fingering is an optical mix that happens throughout a tapestry. In this case, I'm using colors in a color family: green, red, purple, a little bit of white in there. And what I'd like to show you is how to cut this off the loom. So in order to do that, you need to have enough left at the base. So I'm going to go ahead and cut here and release this from the loom. Okay. In this case, I'm going to cut it, giving it plenty to work with up here. And what I want to show you is, first of all, this little thread here is sticking out to the front. And what I do is just pull it a little taut and give it a trim, and then you don't see it anymore. In the case of the back here, you can trim these to about an inch, something like that. I wouldn't trim them too small, and you can just tack some of these down with a needle and thread. It's typically done on the large pieces. You've got a needle and thread already hanging off the back of tapestries. These are woven to the front. So just to show you a few, I won't do the whole bunch of them here, but that gives you an idea of the contrast between these two. And it also shows you some of these threads that I'm using. I've also got some rayons in there. Back to the front, this is an overhand knot. So what you do is, I've shown this in other videos, you wrap it around the tip of your finger and send the two through, and then pull this tight to the actual tapestry. I've got a little blue in there that has to go away. So you take two and you do this all the way across. And as far as a sampler is concerned, this is perfectly fine. You really don't need to spend a lot of time on the finishing touch. I will do a separate video for an actual finish, but for this one, we're going to end up with overhand knots all the way across. And that's going to be my sample piece from a recent tapestry that I have just finished. So I'll just pull this one in here a little bit tighter to the edge, and then pull that tight. So that's how that looks on both sides. And here's where it came from. Okay.